This morning, New York Senator Chuck Schumer is calling on the FDA to investigate the energy drink Prime.
One of the summer's hottest status symbols for kids is not an outfit, it's not a toy, it's a beverage.
Ooh, smells a bit high. What's like swallowing perfume? What is that?
There's not even like the caloric breakdown or any of the nutritional information that people will want. It doesn't tell me exactly what are even the benefits of drinking it.
Breaking news! Logan Paul's Prime is finished. Yes, I said it. Sales have dropped by over 90%, and a company that once looked like a billion-dollar empire is now starting to look like it's not even worth $100 million. And honestly, after I break it all down for you, you might be left thinking, Prime isn't even worth $10 million. Because the harsh truth is, this whole company was built on a lie. Fake hype, influencer marketing, clout chasing, and now it's all crashing down. Let's start with the numbers, and they are brutal. In 2023, Prime was everywhere. People were reselling bottles, fans were fighting over limited editions, and Logan Paul and KSI were celebrating like they'd built the next Coca-Cola. But in 2024, the dream shattered. In the UK, Prime's revenue dropped by 70%, from 112 million to just 33 million. Even worse, their net profit fell from 3.7 million to 312,000 pounds. That's around $429,000 in US dollars. That's not all. In the US, sales dropped by 40%. And when you combine everything globally, Prime's total revenue has dropped by 92%. That's a death sentence for a brand that was once expected to dominate the hydration space. Let's be real for a second. Prime was never about the drink. It was about Logan Paul's face on a bottle. This was a classic influencer cash grab, built on clout, not quality.
Ooh, smells a bit high. What's like swallowing perfume? What is that? I'll send it to Nigella to cook her pork ribs in.
Remember those penny sweets, fruit salads?
Yes.
I'm getting liquidized fruit salad.
That's actually like how a good chef can tell if something is good or bad just by smelling it. And this is like a thunderstorm crashing down on Logan Paul's fake business. When Prime launched, it blew up because of Logan and KSI's fame. They weaponized their audiences and made Prime the cool drink overnight.
We are flying. I don't know if you want to say the numbers.
You want the numbers?
Yeah, we want the numbers.
What are we dealing with here? We cleared $110 million in retail sales.
But here's the thing, clout fades. And when it does, your brand better have something real behind it. Prime didn't. As one post from Design Rush perfectly said, clout isn't a business model. Here's what the data shows. Repeat customers dropped, spending per purchase dropped, new customer growth basically flat. Why? Because once people tried Prime, they didn't love it. The taste was okay at best, nothing special.
This tastes like medicine! So I walked into Target and then every single flavor of Prime, including the brand new Prime flavor. So this one's slightly better. It's still not great. I don't like the aftertaste of this. No.
And when the hype died down, everyone just went back to Gatorade, Body Armor, and other trusted brands. And when your entire business depends on people staying excited, you're cooked the second they get bored. Think about this. When's the last time you saw a Prime ad on TV, billboard, commercial, outside of Logan and KSI's YouTube videos? Exactly. Prime never had a real marketing strategy. It relied entirely on creator hype. But once the creators stopped pushing it hard, sales vanished. And when sales vanish, stores stop ordering. And when stores stop ordering, the lawsuits begin.
This morning, New York Senator Chuck Schumer is calling on the FDA to investigate the energy drink Prime, which he says is being marketed to children and contains the caffeine equivalent of 6 cans of Coca-Cola.
One of the summer's hottest status symbols for kids is not an outfit, it's not a toy, it's a beverage.
It's too much for any growing child, and that much caffeine can cause some adverse effects, such as disrupted sleep, mood disorders, upset stomach, even abnormal heart rhythm.
Let's talk about the lawsuits, because they're piling up. As if the sales crash wasn't enough, Prime is now facing multiple lawsuits, and together they could cost tens of millions of dollars. Let's go through them quickly but clearly. 1. $67 million lawsuit from Refresco. Refresco is the company that helped manufacture Prime drinks. They say Prime promised to order a minimum volume for 3 years, but then backed out after sales tanked. Now Refresco wants $67 million in damages. That alone could wipe out Prime.
The lawsuit against Logan Paul and his energy drink Prime is going to be thrown out if his attorneys know what they're doing. The lawsuit alleges that his Prime energy drink has 215 to 225 milligrams of caffeine instead of 200.
And you know what? When something turns into a controversy, people make sure to dig up everything and expose it all. That's what's happening this time. People are even pointing out that the label on Logan Paul's drink bottles isn't right. They're finding tiny ingredient mistakes, like a 0.1% error. Lawsuit. Then someone says the bottle itself isn't perfect. Lawsuit. It's all adding up.
There's not even like the caloric breakdown or any of the nutritional information that people will want. It doesn't tell me exactly what are even the benefits of drinking it. You definitely want to make this long form, have a little bit more copy on there. It doesn't need to be too crazy and too over the top. At the end of the day, it is a drink, but the more you tell, the more that you sell. What these guys also have for them is that they've got hundreds of thousands, if not millions of customers, and there's no reviews on the site.
Next one. It's aggravating. $13 million lawsuit from Agravana. Agravana was one of Prime's ingredient suppliers. They say Prime didn't pay for products they ordered, and they even claim Prime had cash flow problems. Prime denied a lawsuit. PFAS in the grape flavor. Another lawsuit claims Prime's grape flavor contains PFAS, a toxic chemical the EPA limits in drinking water. The plaintiffs say Prime is violating safety standards and putting public health at risk. Prime's trying to get the case dismissed, but so far, it's still ongoing. 4. High caffeine lawsuits, and it gets sketchy. Several lawsuits say Prime misled kids and parents by marketing its high caffeine energy drinks like they were safe. Each can of Prime Energy has 200 milligrams of caffeine, but some lawsuits claim the actual content might be even higher. That's a massive health risk for younger audiences. And the Olympics lawsuit. Yes, really. Prime released a Team USA edition featuring Kevin Durant, but apparently they didn't have permission to use Olympic branding. The U.S. Olympic Committee sent a cease and desist. Prime ignored it. They got sued. The case was settled, and you already know, if Prime won, Logan would have been bragging all over social media. So yeah, they definitely lost.